so much. I love you so much. I love you so much. I love you so much.
Hello, all you positive heads out there. Thanks for tuning your beautiful brainwaves into another episode of the Positive Head Podcast, where we are firmly convinced that creating success and happiness is rooted in understanding the ultimate nature of reality and the fact that as human beings, we are all immensely powerful fractals of the one and only source consciousness, which creates and animates all things. Now, of course, understanding this powerful truth is one thing. Applying this incredibly empowering wisdom to everyday life, well, that's another. Which is exactly why we provide you with a fresh serving of soul food for thought 5 days a week to help constantly remind you of what matters most. You are it. And I'm your host, Brandon Beecham. I'm the reflection and extension of you who will be here each Wednesday interviewing a different consciousness changemaker. And on the other 4 weekdays, leading the way to ensure that your perspective is consistently expanded, your vibration is constantly elevated, and your heart is overflowing and full. Also, this episode of the Positive Head Podcast is being brought to you thanks to the support of Gaia. If you're not familiar, Gaia is the go-to source for streaming consciousness content online, and you can sign up for your first month for only 99 cents at gaia.com/positivehead. That's spelled GAIA.com/positivehead. Check it out.
All right, all you positive heads, welcome back, one and all. Welcome home. My name is Erica Middlemiss. I am filling in for Brandon for the very last day of this week while he is away out of town on a work trip. And you guys, wow, I gotta say, we gotta give Brandon some serious props for doing this on a daily basis. This is not easy. Plus, he works every day, and so do I, but not as much. But wow, it's a lot. So I am super grateful, as I know all you are, to him for just being such a light being to all of us and doing this daily conscious effort on the daily. So thank you, Brandon. We love you. And I'm sure everyone is looking forward to him coming back next week. And today I am lucky to not be alone. And I have a very special sister with me. Say hi, Michelle.
Hello, everyone.
Michelle is the co-host of Awakening Code Radio that she does in Laguna Beach live on Tuesday evenings with Eric Rankin. And since we have a lot of goddess energy this week, I thought I'd bring in my supreme goddess friend and take over this talk with all things goddess today. So while the cat's away, huh, Michelle?
That's what I always say. When Eric's away at Burning Man, I love to play.
Exactly. It's so much fun. So before we get into it, I'm going to read a couple reviews. And if anyone hasn't written in yet, please do so. It really helps us out. Our first one today is by Susie Beebe. She said, I get so much insight from this podcast. I love the clips and the music. Way to go, Brandon. Thank you, Susie. And I'm going to read another one because that one was pretty short. And this one is from Alicia, and it says, Hey, Brandon and all you P-heads out there. I've been listening to this podcast for just about a month, and it is the only thing I listen to in my car while driving. Amazing discussions, thought-provoking, and found at this time when I really needed to center myself again. Ask, and it is given. I am a huge fan of Abraham's teachings, and as soon as it was evident that Brandon was too, I knew I found a piece I could go to for amazing content. I love that. I am a newbie and I have hundreds more episodes to listen to, even though I have binged many times on long road trips, which, by the way, were the best messages and the ones I really needed to hear. Thank you, Brandon, for sharing your love and light with all of us. There are so many topics and shows that have touched me deeply that I could go on and on with gratitude for this show and for Brandon's dedication to help raise the vibration of this planet. I love you so much. Thank you, Alicia from Cleveland. That's awesome, Alicia. Thank you so much. Yes, exactly. Thank you, Brandon. And isn't it amazing how synchronistic these episodes are in our lives? It's the magic of the universe. It's beautiful. So I brought Michelle on today because we just spent the weekend, as we mentioned before this week, at the One Love Festival, Brandon was there, Charis was there, Nixie, a lot of us were there. Eric was there, right? So, Michelle, tell us a little bit about your experience there.
Did you have Charis on the show?
Charis was on the show, yes. She co-hosted a couple
Brandon.
episodes with Brandon just the week before One Love. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she's a supreme goddess, in my opinion.
Yes.
I met her at Cosmic Awakening, and she's absolutely amazing. One Love was an epic experience. You know, I really feel that we are co-creating in the moment, and that One Love is a conscious festival that's helping to raise the vibration, just like Positive Head Radio does, just like that's our tagline on Awakening Code Radio is conversation and music to raise the vibration. And I think we are all, you know, spiritual midwives right now on earth, helping to usher in this new timeline that so many of us are seeing. And as people feel that awakening process, they need to be held. We all need to be held as we're going through these new gates. So One Love really does that. You know, there was something for everyone there, and you could be having two completely different experiences. Like I was sharing with you the other day, is that you went to the Incan princesses ceremony, which I so wanted to be a part of, but I had my duties there to introduce Josie Keys. She was doing a Sacred Union sexual alchemy class, and so I was helping introduce her and get people into her workshop, and then she pulled my husband and I into her workshop. Unexpectedly, I actually became a workshop participant rather than just an MC, so it was quite an experience. So, you know, I really feel like I got to experience the ceremonial aspect that you were going through. Just, you know, you weren't too far away. I walked over to that area. And so I felt like I was kind of learning to time travel, because being a sister, you know, I could feel it through your body while I was doing my piece on the other side. So to me, this is 5D living, you know. We are anchoring it in. So it was great. And I just want to give a huge, huge debt of gratitude to Kenneth Schwenker and Mark Sims for putting on the One Love Festival. I have never been to one like it, and it really mixes yoga and music, and there was music for every kind of person there. It wasn't only just you know, DJ trance house kind of music, but we had conscious musicians like Mike Love, and he was absolutely incredible, and Cece White, who does kirtan, and we had Samuel J, and so many conscious musicians that were there, and really lifting the vibration through sound.
Yes. Yeah, we just did a talk this week about lifting the vibration, lifting our own vibrations and healing through sound. And this is one example, these conscious music festivals where we all get together in groups and experience these beautiful sound vibrations and vibrate all this love out to the planet. And you can feel it there.
You can feel it. And last year I did, when Eric was away at Burning Man, as a matter of fact, I hosted a show called Conscious Music Festivals Heal the World. And last year I went to Unify in New Mexico, which is a beautiful conscious music festival outdoors with a lot of indigenous elders that were bringing their cultural perspective and their sacred ceremonies there. So it was absolutely incredible in New Mexico. Then I went to One Love in last year. It was in Ojai, and from there we went to Portal to the New Earth, which was in Joshua Tree at Boulder Gardens. And Harlan Emil put that on, and he's the guy that created that beautiful Merkabah portal. Did you see the big portal that was there?
Oh yeah,
yeah. And it actually, I never knew this, but when you sit in it, it is tuned like an instrument. So somebody strums the strings and then they continue vibrating. So once you go in the portal, you're in this amazing Merkabah and it's vibrating all through your body. Wow. And there I got to meet Malcolm Carter, who produced and directed the film The Connected Universe with Nassim Haramein. And in the portal, he had me hold a piece of the moon and a piece of Mars that he somehow came by through a geologist that gave him these actual tangible pieces.
Wow.
I bawled my eyes out.
Oh, yeah, I can't imagine what that was like, holding those pieces sitting in that space.
Yes, it felt like the divine masculine and the divine feminine merging. It was absolutely incredible. And that was kind of my experience this year at One Love. It was a mini Burning Man. And so whatever you're bringing with you to One Love is what you're experiencing. So I was really feeling inspired to find that balance of masculine and feminine energy within myself and within those around me, and really got to anchor that in.
Beautiful. You know, this topic of anchoring in the masculine, the feminine, this sacred union, this sacred alchemy, this has been a big topic lately, hasn't it? Have you noticed that really there's been a lot of pairings happening right now, and everyone is trying to do this within themselves as well, within their own selves and within their relationships. So I'm curious about this workshop that you did there. What kind of tools maybe did you learn with your partner, if you'd like to share any?
You're going to go there, aren't you? Wow.
Of course. I'm sure all our P-heads want to know some of these sacred union tools for sure.
Yes. So one of the things that I found fascinating was that there were people that were single there that had never met before, male and female, that were partnered up. And I wondered how that was going to go, because these are ancient tantric principles and practices that you're doing in public in a group, and you don't know anyone around you. And what she did is started the group out with the masculine and feminine, and some people might have been partnered up as two females or two males, but one is playing the role of the masculine and one is playing the role of the feminine. So she had the feminine speak to the masculine for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 minutes, and he was not allowed to interrupt or comment, and all she was doing was speaking about whatever came up for her, whatever she wanted to talk about, and he was holding a container of space for her. And then she had the masculine speak to the feminine about what he considers his purpose on earth. This is the spiritual practice, and that the feminine is really holding the container for the masculine to anchor his principle, his purpose on earth, and to get in touch with that divine purpose on earth. So again, no interruptions, just holding the container. It was very beautiful. And then we went into a very experiential practice that's an ancient tantric practice where she put the participants in the yab yum position, which is where the feminine principle, is sitting on the lap of the masculine principle with her legs around his hips and, pressing chest to chest, forehead to forehead. You're aligning all your chakras in that way. And for 4 minutes, we stared each other in the eyes. We did soul gazing, left eye to left eye. Some people got very uncomfortable during that practice. And there's no talking. It's just an energy exchange. It's very beautiful, very sacred. And it brings a lot up. You're feeling the energy. So that was an incredible practice. And I think after that, she had us go into the woman laying her head, the female laying her head in the masculine's lap and putting her, the head right in his lap. And then for a few minutes, he's stroking her, very softly stroking her face, her ears, the back of her neck, her shoulders. It's not a rub down. It's not a massage. It's light finger brushing and stroking. And this is something I believe a lot of the priestesses in the ancient temples did with each other. And it's a way for the feminine to feel safe and to feel ignited. And it really releases that Shakti energy. Because sacred union is not about just an insert here kind of leg humpy kind of thing. It's, the pornography industry has in my opinion, violated what's sacred between union, and that sacred union and lovemaking really is a ritual practice. It's the highest form of alchemy on the planet. It's creational energy. I could almost cry just telling you that I really feel it's up to us to reignite that and bring that back to Earth so that many people are practicing on the full moons and the new moons and the equinoxes and the solstices with a beautiful intention of raising the vibration or our own personal vibration, or even co-creating whatever you and your partner desire in your relationship and in your family dynamic and for your community and the world. So that is just a practice that relaxes the feminine and that opens her up and allows her to feel safe and allows her Shakti to start flowing. After that, the women invited the men's head into their lap. So, the way that Josie language this was so beautiful. She called it healing the reptilian brain with yoni power.
Oh, wow.
So,
Wow.
yes. So the back of the occipital ridge where the reptilian brain is stored is now placed right on her most sacred womb space. And coming up through there is all that Shakti energy. I can feel it pulsing in me right now just as I talk to you.
I can too, yes.
So, goosebumps. Woo.
Right.
So what it's doing is it's helping, but the beloved masculine is really under attack right now. A lot of things are coming up with the Me Too campaign that need to come up in order to be healed. And it's not about blaming or shaming the masculine or the feminine. It's about creating the dialogue, about accepting what has been, that men have been in this protector, provider, procreator space for so long with patriarchal rule that those traits are stored in their subconscious and in their DNA and in their cells. And some of them have been misusing them. And it's not that women haven't misused their sexual power either. So this is really about a massive healing taking place on the planet right now. And a lot of it has to do with sex. And so we've got to bring it up. We've got to shine some light on those dark places, be in full transparency, really come into admitting where we've had these situations arise and holding a pure container, bringing us back to pure innocence, which is from source. So I really felt there was a massive healing taking place with all those masculine heads in the yoni space, in the womb space of the divine feminine. So that was a very beautiful alchemical healing that we went through. And after that, I think she brought us to a ritual. And this was a very beautiful ritual where the feminine kneeled at the feet of the masculine. And so the women and the feminine principle had their feet and their womb space on the earth as they put their third eye on the feet of the masculine in a very reverent way, pulling their hands around to the masculine ankles and holding them. So you're feeling both palms connecting with the ankles, the third eye connecting with the feet, and the heart chakra is on the earth. And that energy pulses straight up through the masculine as the feminine is holding the space and calling forth the higher self of the masculine for healing for all, and really honoring, saying, I honor you, I respect you, I love you. And, for me personally, I put in the Ho'opono prayer, I'm sorry, I love you, thank you. This is so important to to use forgiveness as a tool to get us to this next level of freedom. And forgiveness, in my opinion, is the key to really getting us all there. So after that ritual, we switch places, and the masculine put his head at the feet of the feminine and asked for forgiveness and healing and calling forth the feminine's higher self. And it really was a beautiful, beautiful transaction. So that's what we were doing while you were over in ceremony.
Ooh, holy cow. You guys, can you feel how powerful that ritual is? And how much it's so powerful for us to come together and do this for one another, to help each other to grow in love, in forgiveness, in gratitude, with the whole that we are, in our true selves, in alignment with Source, the Source beings that we are. Wow. And what's amazing, Michelle, is while you were doing that over there, we were in this ceremony with Doña Marie, offering our prayers to Mother Earth. This ceremony was absolutely beautiful. She's the last Incan princess of Peru, right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
That's what they call her, yeah.
And I'll tell you what, sitting in that space was very powerful. But when she spoke her prayer, I've never had this feeling of being at such peace and in such love and having tears streaming from my eyes, but my face not wincing a bit. It was just so peaceful and so loving, and it just streamed down my face. And you could just feel how palpable these prayers for Mother Earth were. At the very end of this, and it's beautiful to know that this was going on right to our right-hand side, Right as it ended, the wind just went so strong, and everyone responded with the recognition. Thank you, Mother Nature.
Yes. And that seems to happen a lot. That I noticed in some of your pictures, when you were sharing on Facebook, you had a picture of hawk medicine above you, and I noticed there were a lot of little signs from nature. The wind brushing our cheek at just the right time, the hawk showing up, circling around us. It did feel so divinely aligned. And I'm so grateful for all of these conscious music festivals that are bringing us into a greater space of healing. It's what's necessary. We need to go back. It feels like we need to go back to 0 point and restart again. We're on the Fibonacci spiral, and the time has come around again. It's like I've known you before. I think Kathleen McGowan has a beautiful quote on her Expected One or the Book of Love. She wrote those two books, and she's a good friend of mine. And she says, I can't remember the exact quote, but it's something like, I've known you before, I know you again. It's like the time has come to return, where we're returning to that eternal essence on this walk that we're doing in these earthly suits. It just feels very beautifully timed that we're in this space with each other now.
It is. We are all so right on time. So right on time. And I love that you just made that point of that we have all known each other before. You and I have certainly known each other before, and so many of us who are coming together now, everyone in this tribe, we've all known each other before, and we've come here at this time to help the planet and help all of us here with this process. Absolutely. Every single one of us is so needed, and I think it's so important for us to keep our thoughts centered on love and forgiveness, like you were saying earlier.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I love that you model, Erica, and that you and Brandon together are doing, you're doing conscious collaboration. And I believe it's so important to have this conscious collaboration without competition. And when we, you shared with me that you had Matt Belair on your show, and Matt Belair has had you on his show, and he's another podcaster with a beautiful message, and he interviews a lot of great people. I think a lot of us are coming into, we're having conversations with some of the same people, and you never know what the universe is going to bring up. We all have so many stories.
Right, yeah. So Matt had Brandon, not me, by the way, just to clear that up. Yeah.
Oh, well, he needs to have you as well. But
He should have me. That's right.
And
You hear that, Matt?
and it's funny. I'm finding that ironic because Matt had Eric and not me on his.
I know. How about that? Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
What's up with that? I mean, especially because when I ran into Matt the first time I actually met him in person, I didn't know that he knew you, and you and I had already been connecting. And then I happened to run into him, and you made me tell you who I was talking about because I was like excited about just randomly running into him after only knowing him through email. So anyway, it was interesting that we all knew each other, and of course we do.
Yeah,
you know, of course we do.
Total soul family. And when people listen to our podcast, yours on Positive Head Radio, ours on Awakening Code Radio, we're getting a lot of the same messages from our listeners in that we feel that our listeners are part of our soul family. That's why they find our podcast. There's probably hundreds of thousands of podcasters out there now. And when we find ourselves resonating on somebody's show, it's the universe's wink of saying you've met your soul family. And when we all come together in a very cohesive way, we're making the light bigger on earth. One of the things that I love to do that you are actually going to be doing with me in 2 weeks is I private charter a catamaran out of Dana Point, California. The dolphins and the whales started speaking with me and asking me to bring soul family members together in the space of love and joy and harmony and bring them onto this great body of water called the Pacific Ocean that amplifies our energy. That's what water is, a conductor of energy that, as Dr. Masaru Emoto said, he believes water is God. Water actually hears our prayers and feels our prayers. So what we do when we go on that boat is we call forward the dolphins and the whales. We've had some really magical experiences. One time we had six blue whales, the largest creature on the planet, surround our boat when we had a Kogi, a Hopi, a Mayan, an Apache. All of these tribes, these beautiful wisdom keepers were on the boat with us, singing their songs and holding the space, and the whales surrounded our boat. The captain said to me, Michelle, I have never, ever seen anything like this ever. That happened on July 10th, I think, 2 years ago. And we have megapods of dolphins. You know, we have dolphins that are in a megapod of 2,000 dolphins. And so we'll get blessed with the dolphin joy energy. And what we're there to do is recall the original keys and codes to peace on earth that are stored within the water. And we're there to activate within ourselves the divine marriage to bring us into our wholeness. And so we're all holding space for each other on the boat. And we use our voice that carries our own sacred tone. And each person on the boat uses their voice to emit their frequency and to really create a cohesive container of divine love. For 2 hours we do that. It's absolutely spectacular, and it's so incredible. I think on YouTube there might be some videos. If you look up Michelle Anderson's dolphin boats, there might be a YouTube or quite a few videos. I know a lot of people have done Facebook Lives from the boat, but there are a couple YouTube videos out there.
All right, awesome. Good. I'm glad you just told us about that, because where else can people find you and you know, look and see what you're up to?
Isn't that funny, Erica? One of the things that everybody's been begging me to do is to really get a website and update my website. I made it, and then I went on to my now moment. The website, the URL I have is called A Circle of Radiant Love. But I haven't gone on there in eons, probably a year. So that is a goal of mine to get back into, you know, having the website. But I'm primarily a presence on Facebook, and there's probably 1 million Michelle Anderson, so it's not always easy to find me. But Awakening Code Radio, we have a Facebook page, Awakening Code Radio. We're on an FM radio station here in Laguna Beach called KX 93.5. And our podcasts are on iTunes. We're on, we do one show a week every Tuesday night. Pacific time, it's 9 to 11 p.m. if you want to catch us live. But you can just use the podcast button on an iPhone, or you can go onto iTunes to find Awakening Code Radio. And we have shows for the last 5 years. So there's a lot of shows on there. We've interviewed people like Greg Braden and Deepak Chopra, Marianne Williamson, Masuro Emoto, one of yours and mine's favorite, Michael Tellinger of Breath.
Oh, yes.
He speaks about the Ubuntu movement, and he's a very, very dear brother of ours. He stays at my house when he comes to California. We've had Nassim Harriman. He's another very dear brother. Matt Beller was just in Egypt with him. So we're seeing the family really come together through all of these beautiful conversations. I don't even like to call them interviews anymore, because it's really about a conversation, and it's a co-creation of what the universe is wanting to come out from us. I just did a show this week with the whistleblower, the oil industry whistleblower named John Bolenbaugh. He was at Standing Rock, and he's uncovering a lot of things happening in the oil industry. And here in California, we have a very dire situation with our nuclear plant, where our electric company, Southern California Edison, is very quietly trying to bury 1.6 million pounds of radioactive waste on our beach, 108 feet from the ocean. And we're in a tsunami zone and an earthquake zone next to one of the most traveled freeways probably in the United States, the 5 freeway,
right,
and next to a railroad track. So they have plans to bury these in canisters that are only guaranteed to last 20 or 25 years. And this radioactive material is deadly. Each canister is as deadly as the Chernobyl radioactive disaster. And there's 73 canisters that they're planning on burying. And this waste is highly toxic and deadly for hundreds of thousands of years. So we did a whole show about rallying together, and we called it an enlightening conversation about energy, because we didn't only expose the negative sides. You know, we are all about bringing people out of helplessness and into hopefulness, and really shining the light. And we're about love and positivity, but we're also about sacred activism and coming into right action and getting more and more people aligned with the fact that we can't bury our heads in the sand anymore. We've got to hold people accountable, and we have to heal this.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
That's where we're at. That was our last show we did on Tuesday night.
Wow, excellent. Well, we might have to have you back on to talk more about this, and you guys go check out Awakening Code Radio if you'd like to hear more details about that. You can hear this last week's show. Anything else, Michelle? Any final words? We're out of imaginary time for the day.
I love that. I'm looking at a poster that says 1111 Star Knowledge Conference.
Yes.
And
yes.
It's a ceremony of remembrance, and that's going to be happening here in Laguna Beach 2 weeks from today, November 10th and 11th. This is 2017 for all you podcasters. I highly recommend, if you want to join with us in person, both Erica and I. Is Brandon coming?
I am not sure. I think I'll convince him to at least pop his head in to visit us.
I hope so. Well, Eric Rankin is a keynote speaker, and I will be speaking as well. This is in Laguna Beach on November 10th and 11th, and we have 2 dolphin boats going out on November 12th out of Dana Point. Our weather here has been absolutely delightful. For some people, it's been a little too hot. We've had record-breaking heat. Today it's cooled down a little bit. I think it's in the 90s today. But usually in November we have very beautiful temperatures, and it's a great time for Soul Family to get together. And it's more than a conference. It's a ceremony. Chief Golden Light Eagle was given these symbols from the star beings 21 years ago. And these symbols were found at 3 different crash sites. One of them was Roswell. And the symbols that he speaks about, the 1111 symbols, the 1212, 1313, these are universal and spiritual laws that are masculine and feminine. So he gives a whole big presentation about that. And we have a lot of light language beings and sound healers, and the grandmother drum is there, and we do ceremony and sing the Lakota songs between speakers. It's very reverent, but very fun. We do there's so much laughter and so much love and so much joy. So that's coming up, and the way that you find out about that is by going to Star Knowledge Enterprises with an S.com, and all the information is there.
Wow, thank you, Michelle. I can't tell you how excited I am about this event. I'm really looking forward. It's just, I can feel it building and building now.
Yeah, it is.
This intensity that's coming.
Eric's presentation on sonic geometry is out of this world. And he gives such a beautiful presentation that I always say he tried it on me first because I have a simpleton brain. I think with my heart. I think with my heart and not with my head. And he tried it out on me because it's a lot of math and geometry, and I actually got it and felt it and know that this is the universe's way of communicating with us through the ages, through these mathematical formulas. The 432 is he really shows us how we got here, that this is the language of the stars, is through symbols and through math and through sound and frequency. And so more and more people, I highly encourage all the listeners to go to Sonic Geometry and watch. There's 2 YouTube videos. The second one has a lot of information in it as well, but the first one really takes you through the basics, and people from all over the world, it went viral pretty quickly, so people are really connecting with it. And we have had some chimes made that I'm now actually the caretaker of and selling, that these chimes play the Flower of Life and the Sumerian King's List in form, so I'll give you a little taste. And that's the Sumerian King's List chimes and the Flower of Life chimes played in frequency and in resonance. They're pitch perfect, and they are a beautiful healing tool that help clear energy, and they really work on the chakras and getting them cleared and cleaned and opened. A lot of people are feeling them, so I will also have those at the conference as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much for playing those. And I love it, you guys, that we started off the week with sound and we're ending the week with sound. How about that? That was totally not on purpose. Sound heals. Sound is everything. We are vibration. I love you all. I love you, Michelle. Thank you so much for being here with me today. This was so super fun.
It was.
Yes, I'm going to leave us all today with a song called We Are on Time by Nako and Medicine for the People. Till next time, we love you all. Thank you.
Also, if you're craving more consciousness elevating content, be sure to check out Gaia, which is my personal go-to source for streaming consciousness content on the web, where you can stream an incredible 7,000 plus exclusive videos covering 5,000 years of wisdom. As you all hear me constantly say, it's a daily conscious effort to maintain an elevated vibration. And if you're looking to journey deep down the rabbit hole to do so, then Gaia is the best place I know of to do it, period. And you can sign up for your first month for only 99 cents at gaia.com/positivehead. That's spelled GAIA.com/positivehead. Check it out.
I'm not going anywhere, babe. This is your home. It's a safe place. We're electric summer storms. Call roam these waters when a sail is torn. Now I won't fight you, there's no need. Such projections, they make us weak. Every compass needs a North Star. Tame this recklessness, but keep these wild hearts. I am on your side. I am on your side. Pull your trigger, push my buttons, aim for reasons. God, we're so stubborn. Is this patience showing grace? When to be close and when to give space. Oh, baby, ground me, lightning rods. Come and shelter in these arms. Sometimes I'm broken, sometimes I'm mended. On the road I can cope to get up and do it all over again. I am on your side. I am on your side. I am on your side. I am not drawing a line. Only want what is right, what is best for your life. Meet me in the streets in the dark in your bare feet. Meet me in a place like your heart drop a fast beat. Wind begins to blow, it's a sweet validation. Nature as your signs and nuclear affirmations. We're on time. We're on time. So come on, turn the lights down, give a little, get a little. Come on, let your guard down, give a little, get a little. Come on, turn the lights down, give a little, get a little. Come on, let your guard down, give a little, get a little.